What's up? What's up? What's up, fight fans? We are back at it here with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin. And where do all fights start?
Round one.
Listen, this hate with ESPN God or what's going on over there with their ranking system and the pound for pound, this has got to stop. And before you think I'm going with this or bashing any fighters, I just want to publicly come up here and say that, I'm passionate with this sport, and I speak about a lot of different fighters, and I'm always advocating for fighters and talking up fights and stuff, right? But I'm for equality. What's right is right, and um let's talk about this Naoya Inoue situation and why I feel that he should be clearly the pound for pound best fighter in the world. So stay tuned, lock in. Maybe you don't know much about this guy, right? And have you ever been like in a situation where you just wanted to be heard? Just hear me out on this one before you cast judgment or think where I'm going with this video. So lock in, tune in. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, and I invite you to be a Round One Sports Talk member. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So thank you for tuning in here at another edition here at Round One Sports TV. And I'm going to be talking about a very special fighter. I believe he is the best pound for pound fighter we have today. And I'm going to explain why. And this favoritism that the boxing world has towards the heavyweight division, I understand it. It is one of the glamour divisions that we have in all of boxing, which is the heavyweight crown. And being the heavyweight champion, it's kind of like a cheat code, right? Because you have the most prestigious belt, right? So it's hard to argue the fact that why shouldn't you be considered the best fighter in the world? But when we talk about equality in a fighter, when we talk about equality, and we're always talking about these fighters and saying this guy should fight this guy and this guy should unify and show that he's the best, right? And when we say all of that, let's, in comparison to your peers, in comparison to all the other boxers in the world and current champions we have today, even past or present, right? So that's what you're compared to. We're looking at fighters like Gervonta Davis that only has one belt. One belt. He's argued among thousands of boxing fans as one of the best we have today. Shakur Stevenson only has one belt. Currently, right now, Terrence Crawford only has one belt, right? And this is who we consider to be the best because of what they do in the sport. Gervonta Davis is criticized for his opposition, Shakur Stevenson, and et cetera, and et cetera. And this goes on forever, even to Usyk. But the reason why I bring up Naoya Inoue and why I consider him to be the best pound for pound fighter in the world, it's what he's doing, his body of work. You can't ignore what a boxer is doing and not give him credit because he's in a lower weight division. If that was true, then why hasn't anyone in the history of boxing ever even come close to the kind of accolades Naoya Inoue has today? He hasn't retired, so we can't count his record because, as we all know in the sport of boxing, we don't tally up everything while you're still active. Then we can live in a moment in time where Roy Jones Jr. was the greatest fighter in the world and stop the tape right there. No, it's how you retired. Then we tally up the numbers for every fighter, no exceptions. So as of right now, because Naoya Inoue is currently active, we can't give him complete status, but we can acknowledge what he is currently doing today. And what he's currently doing today, here, listen, talk is cheap. I should have put this up, but I'm going to put it up now. So give me a second, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to um I'm going to put up his a Wikipedia up here so that we could all share it and we could all see this for ourselves, right? Let's see here. I think it's like this, right? Boom, boom, boom. No, 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 no. Let me take that down. Uh, yeah, share screen. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I'm gonna go with his Wikipedia right here. Okay, because there are certain things that we need to see, right? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna leave it like this because it's nice and clear. Okay, the reason why I say that Naoya Inoue is the clear pound for pound best fighter we have today, and this is why he is clearly the best fighter we have today. As far as activity, there is no current champion today has is more active than Naoya Inoue. And by definition alone, the more time you enter the ring, the more times you can be defeated. So it's at a higher percentage. If you're fighting one time a year and you only beat one guy in the entire calendar year, then you only took one shot. No one else could have took a shot of beating you because you only fought once. But Naoya Inoue is fighting 4 times a year. When he enters the ring in September 14th against MJ, that'll be his third fight this year. And it'll be the fourth time that he defends all 4 belts. He currently tied Saul Canelo Alvarez, which is the only man currently in boxing that had all 4 belts and made 4 title defenses on all 4 belts. Although he has a gap now because he was stripped. And when he fought William Skull, that was for 3 belts. So anyway, here is Naoya Inoue's boxing Wikipedia record. It tells the truth. When you go to BoxRec, you could be misled sometime because they don't acknowledge the WBA. But in Wikipedia, they do. And the truth is right here. Okay. These are the type of things that I want to talk about, right? Okay, this is a real champion. When we talk about our fighters taking risk early in their careers and how fast did they become a world champion, Abdullah Mason is coming up on his first title defense. Xander at the age 22 just came up to his first title defense. And Xander Zaya, speaking of which, right? Um, what was he? So Xander coming into that fight, he had 21 fights. So he got his first title fight at 21 fights. Terrence Crawford got his first title fight at 26 fights. And the list goes on from there, from there, from there. So Naoya Inoue got his first title fight. He made his first title fight in his 6th professional title match right here. Hernandez, Adrian Hernandez. It says it right here. You see where it says right here on the side? I want you to see where I'm highlighting. It says he won the WBC world title. He only had 6 professional fights. 6, right? He won that fight by knockout. He stopped him in the 6th round. This is how you read this. You see where the arrow is? KO, 6th round, where they fought at, and what did he win? So why I bring up this point right here, this moment in his career, because from his 6th professional fight, actually, he only had 5 fights. That was his 6th. So currently, he had only had 5 professional fights when he went in against Hernandez, right? Which was a champion there for over 4 years, I believe. He had it over 3.5 years, the belt, right? Very tough guy. A kid comes in from Japan, like all of 19, 20 years old, with only 5 professional fights under his belt. knocks you out, and walks off with your belt. Okay? Not impressed? Fine. Okay. From this moment, he has gone on. Okay? I'm not going to say the number. We're just going to look it up for ourselves. Check it out. Every fight from here on in was a world title fight. From here on in, he has, I believe, he's going into his 25th consecutive world title fight. Not impressed? Okay, check this out. In his last 13 fights, if you were to count down from his top fight, right here, this is his last current fight. If you notice, if you go down, his last 13 fights have been for more than 2 belts. When we talk about our fighters today, right? Shakur Stevenson only has 1 belt. How many belts are our fighters fighting for to unify? Jaron Boots Ennis, he finally got 2. Like where Keyshawn Davis got stripped of his. These guys are getting 1 belt. This Japanese dude, his last 13 fights have been for 2 belts or more. His last 4 fights have been for 4 belts. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this one right here, look at WBC, WBO, and then he won the WBA and the Ringside Magazine. Look, the WBC and the WBO was on the line. The next fight, the WBA, the IBF, and the ring. Then he won the WBO right here. See, look, the next fight, WBA, IBF, WBC. Next fight, WBA, IBF. Look at this. It just gets ridiculous. Look at this. Next fight, WBA, IBF on the line. Look, next fight, WBA, IBF on the line. Look, right here, next fight, IBF, and then he won the WBA. That's for 2 belts. Look, next fight, WBA, bantamweight, won the IBF. Next fight. Listen, this man was really kicking ass, bro. What are we talking about here? Not only to mention, let me remind you, while we were looking all that down, he is in a right now, currently, on 11 fight knockout streak in world title fights. Look, right here, look, all knockouts. What breaks the knockout streak up, right, is the unanimous decision against Nonito Donaire, which in my personal opinion, he knocked him out in that first fight. The referee saved his ass. But nevertheless, they went the distance, and he went the distance 10 rounds with a fractured orbital bone. Most men in that fight, in that situation, oh, and he broke his nose too. And that with those kind of injuries, most men would have gave up. Not Naoya Inoue, he wasn't looking for a way out. He is truly battle tested. And when you go on from here, it's just a row of knockouts. Just a row. If they would have never cheated him on that fight with Donaire, it would really be from right here, from David. Right here. That's the last guy that went the distance with him, I believe. And he almost stopped him. The referee should have stopped that fight. To be honest with you, the referee should have stopped this fight. He was out doing his grocery list while this guy was getting brutalized on the ropes. He was getting beat the hell up, bro. So his knockout streak is remarkable. Okay. Not impressed? All right. Listen. The last time, if we were to look up, right? Check this out. If we were to look up right now, let's say currently, the champion, and we were to go, let's go to Usyk, right? And we were to look up Usyk's activity, okay? If you was to look up Usyk's activity, you would find out that his last fight was against Dubois, 2025, 7/19, which just took place. The fight before that was in 2024, 12/21 against Fury. The fight after that was 2024, 5/18, right? Okay. And that was in 2024 where he fought 2 times in that year, right? Okay. The fight before that was 2023, 8/26 against Dubois. After that, AJ, 2022, 8/20. That's a year later. He fought one time. And then the next fight after that with the Dubois to the next following year, he all he only fought one time in 2023, one time in 2022, one time in 2021. Then he fought one time in 2020. Then he fought one time in 2019. Then he fought in 2018 twice. That's Tyson Fury's activity. Mind you, what you're giving him credit for, what what ESPN is giving Usyk the nod for is that he did what? What's his greatest claim to fame? That he went up from cruiserweight to heavyweight and he dominated the heavyweight division? That's two divisions. So if you're giving him credit because he's obviously pound for pound because he moved up from the cruiserweight to the heavyweight, then why ain't you giving Naoya Inoue credit for 5 weight divisions? If that's considered pound per pound, 2 weight divisions, Naoya Inoue went up 5 already. He has titles in 4. He moved up 5. He bypassed the 115, right? But you got to count it. That's a weight division he went by. So Usyk has never bypassed an entire weight division and immediately challenged the champion in the existing division 2 jumped up. 2 divisions up. When you're thinking about Terrence Crawford doing things like that, jumping up 2 weight divisions, and they're saying, wow, we really doubt he can't do it. Well, Naoya Inoue did exactly that. He might have not been fighting a unified world champion, undisputed world champion or unified, but he fought a champion that was undefeated for over 4 years and was dominating that weight division in Jamie McDonald. Naoya Inoue has done everything that these guys have done. Better. Listen, when Usyk went up into the weight division, did he knock out the champion in the first round? No, Naoya Inoue did. So why are they acknowledging his dominance? And that's Usyk's biggest claim. Oh, and that he fought the top guys. Well, Naoya Inoue also fought the top guys that they had to offer in him. Wasn't Stephen Kubo Fulton undefeated unified world champion? Undefeated. Talked about want to be higher placed on the pound for pound list, entering the fight with Naoya Inoue. Is he not beating up on everybody? Is he ducking any smoke? Naoya Inoue. And before guys go, oh, he ducked AJ, man, that was a hype ploy job by Ed Hearn, and we all know it. And as a matter of fact, he's on the chopping block right now. That is his next current fight. Is Akmadalia, MJ. So how is he ducking the smoke if he's getting his shot right now? Where's the duck at? Where's it at? I want to see if MJ shows up to this fight. But on paper, it should not be that just because Naoya Inoue is in lower weight divisions, that we should just bypass his body of work. Because Usyk's the heavyweight champion and Naoya is the champion at 122. Undisputed. Both of them are undisputed. Naoya Inoue is doing it at a higher level, a way higher level than Usyk. He's more active. Has Usyk defended all 4 belts yet in heavyweight division? Did he defend all 4 belts? Did he defend them in cruiser? All 4 belts? How many times did he defend them in cruiser? How many times did he defend them in heavyweight? You got your answer. Naoya Inoue is giving men opportunity to change their lives. That's one fight that if you beat him, just like Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson and took all the belts, just like Bernal Hopkins lost to Taylor. Taylor became a Hall of Famer because of that. What he offers you is Hall of Fame status. You just got to beat him. In one fight, Naoya Inoue can change your life if you beat him. That's the price. I don't know what ESPN or what this bias um hate towards this Japanese dude, man. I got two eyes. I might not be a coach or I might not be like the greatest and in historian in boxing. I'm a student to this. But I believe I'm standing on the right one right here. Naoya Inoue is the best pound for pound fighter we have currently today. He has the best records. He has the best accolades. There is no fighter on paper fighting or doing what Naoya Inoue is doing. And what they have to do to try to blind you in the boxing world is compare him against bigger guys, because you couldn't compare him with any of the other champions or any of the other fighters south or north of his division that is doing what Naoya Inoue is doing right now. And I want to acknowledge one thing, that as we see our favorite champions, our past, present, whatever champion you want to talk about, at the end of their career, what we see is a decline in tough fights, competition. And it's typically that way for every champion, Saul, all of them. We've seen it. For some odd reason, Naoya Inoue's fights before he retires, the fights they got for him are all tough fights. They're probably his toughest fights. You mean to tell me that his competition's going down with Junto Nakatoni, trying to move up to 126 and fight Nate Ball or Espinoza? Are those not tougher challenges? And that's what he got his eye on. This man is not slowing down, and he's not showing any sign of backing down. While these guys are planning to walk out of boxing and take your dollar on the next fight that you never wanted to see in the first place, Naoya Inoue's situation is much different. You got guys getting called in the last minute because guys are so scared to face him that they're bashing their faces against the wall and getting not one cut, but two. Denying fights and gotten your father getting up there saying, my son's not ready for that monster. We got last minute replacements. The boxing world is scrambling to put his fights together because no one wants to fight him anymore because the cat is out of the bag. This guy is the truth. And if he stays the course, if this man retires undefeated, you guys better pray in the boxing world. The people that are hating on him, you guys better pray, because the closest you got, he got dropped in two fights, but you couldn't seal the deal, could you? Right? And the peoples that be up in the boxing world that want to keep their records and keep their status as the best fighters in the world, soon, very soon, your time, your status is on the chopping block. Because the minute he retires and calls it quit, if Naoya Inoue can do it undefeated, it's a wrap, kid. Because it's gonna, you better believe Japan, and there's a lot of boxing people that are behind this dude, and the right people that are telling the truth are gonna put his stats out. They're gonna put his stats out, and the only thing they're gonna have left to say, oh, he was in the little weight division. That's all you're gonna have. But as we know, we're all judged by our weight divisions. What makes us special as fighters is what you did in the weight divisions, you know? And listen, he's in a weight division that I don't think he can become the best in at 122. No, I don't think he'll be the best 122 pounder in the world, Naoya Inoue. But career-wise, as a whole, everything he's done, no, he might go down as the greatest fighter of all time. When it's all said and done, it's still going on. We gotta see. That's a little too early to say. It's not too early. He's at the tail end of his career. It gets exciting to see if he can pull this shit off. Retiring undefeated like this, fighting the top competition, not fighting bumps or cherry picks on your way out. He's going through a gauntlet. It's different, man. That shit is different. So, this ESPN, man, they gotta wake up, bro. If you guys ESPN, man, at some point, a point of you guys, marketing, sometimes, promotion, money wise, whatever. Naoya anyway holds his weight in ticket sales, 55,000 in that Tokyo Arena. So don't tell me he's not a superstar. Please don't try to, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because the war out there or something. Why is he getting the number one spot? Usyk. He hasn't. There's nothing that Usyk's done that's even remotely like more impressive than Naoya anyway. And the last 6 fights that he had, he's only fought 3 people. He fought Dubois, Tyson Fury, and AJ. 6 fights between 3 people. How am I considering him better than freaking Naoya anyway, bro? There's just no way. It's just the heavyweight division. It's just the fact that he has the best belt in the world in boxing. Because that heavyweight championship or having all 4 belts in heavyweight is just a feat. Because it's meaning that you are the toughest man in boxing. But that definition alone should not like just because you're the heavyweight champ, like what is it? Do we honor what you did in your career anymore? And you can't tell me what he's doing is easy. Why hasn't Bam Rodriguez done it? Why hasn't Junto did it? Why hasn't the amazing Superboy, the other Japanese dude, do it? Why hasn't anyone even come close? Why hasn't Stephen Kubo Fulton done it? Anybody, just anybody down there, remotely come close to what he's done so far. Because it's not easy. He's making it look too good, too easy. Naoya Inoue. And because of the fact of his dominance, they don't, rather than them say he's that good, they're just saying everybody else sucks to try to write off what he's accomplished. Listen, Naoya Inoue, if you ever hear any of my videos, man, I wish I could talk to this dude. Man, look, I don't think it. I know you're the best fighter we have today. Hands down. You are the best fighter we have today. Naoya Inoue has everything. Everything. And if you guys can pull up any fighter that I'm missing that can, like, just mirror some of the shit he's done. I mean, once you get the 2 division, all 4 belts, like, out of the way, um, both Terrence Crawford, Usyk, and Naoya Inoue did it. If you're not unique, the thing that makes you unique is that no one else can do this. You'd be the only person that can do it. But the fact that 3 men have done it, I don't think that anybody's 4 belts should override anybody's 4 belts. I don't think that Usyk's 4 belts are any more powerful than Terrence. And I don't think that Naoya Inoue's 4 belts are any more powerful than Terrence or Usyk then. We're just going to do it like that because you don't want to go down that road. I'm serious. You don't. Let's just remember that it took Naoya Inoue 1 calendar year to get 8 belts. What it took them a lifetime to accomplish, Naoya Inoue did that shit in a year. Within a year, he already dominated 2 weight division. Not necessarily true because he came into the fight with 3 belts against Paul Butler, but the clock starts ticking from the Paul Butler fight because that's when he secured all 4. Naoya Inoue couldn't get credit for 4 belts until he beat Paul Butler. So the second he beat Paul Butler, he got 4. He goes down to the next weight division. It takes him 6 months. 6 months to win 4 belts. So you don't want to go down that road. So what I'm going to do by definition, even though Naoya Inoue got his belt, the first ones, the most prestigious way you can do it. He beat 4 champions to get those belts. Oh, and entered a World Series of Boxing and got the Muhammad Ali trophy on top of that. while he was making a run, getting all the belts. So Naoya Inoue actually did it the most prestigious way, and then he got the best, like the record. He beat two unified champions, and Stephen Kubo Fulton and Marlon Tapales. They both had two belts. They weren't just one belt champions. They were unified champions. You got to acknowledge that. So I don't want to go down that road because Naoya Inoue did it better than both of those dudes. So by definition, just to make it right, they eliminate each other. So after you eliminate the two division, all four belts, what are you left with? Naoya Inoue rocks them. That's not even a conversation. Are we having a conversation about boxing anymore? Not just to remind you, Naoya Inoue's last 13 fights have been for two belts or more. Just his last 13. He's on his 25th consecutive world title fight. 25th, and his last 11 opponents he knocked out. He knocked out. So it's not a question. If their biggest accolades or achievements, he matches them, then we go to he wipes them out. Naoya Inoue is the best pound for pound fighter we have today. There is no debate, hands down. You know, facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. I wish this dude was Puerto Rican, bro. You know what I'm saying? He makes me proud to be Japanese. You're not Japanese. That's right. Fuck. All right. But you know what I'm saying? Yo, he's representing his country very well. Very well. And I'm a student to boxing. I love the sweet science. I love power punching. I love slick styles. I love boxing. And I can't turn a blind eye to what this man is doing. So listen, fight fans, let me know what you think. Leave it in your comments. Yo, can you guys hit that like button for me, man? I would really appreciate that. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, join the Round One Sports Talk members family, and you know, come here and let's talk boxing. I'm gonna go on later on tonight, and I think I'm gonna bring this topic back up. So if you guys, let's stay on this topic today. You guys want to argue the point that they're better fighters and why and what you think, whatever, then we can hop on. We can talk about it. We can talk about it. Rightfully so. I won't disrespect you. Don't disrespect me. I would value your points. And we can talk boxing. So, fight fans, I'm on to the next one. After this one, here at Round One Sports Talk, you guys have been amazing. It's been an amazing show. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Peace.